Hello everyone, Diamond here. Welcome to another episode of Casual Perspective. Today's topic, I want to address about Mortal Kombat 1, Tanya's face, where there has been some misconceptions about her. Since the heat from the story trailer has cooled down for a while, I think there's a lot of misunderstandings from the get-go. I'm already aware of the backlash Tanya received from many social medias and here on YouTube. Their reactions, of course, were typically negative and spouting out all sorts of slander to the game, like Western gaming developers suck, they cannot model female faces correctly, and there were also some racial comments too, unfortunately, but you always see those. Initially, I almost leaned onto the development side of the argument where the model didn't look right, but as time went on, I realized something was off about this whole fiasco. So I waited a while. I didn't buy the game because I was saving up for Spider-Man 2 and Alan Wake 2. I went to go watch some gameplay and story cutscenes posted here on this platform. And finally, that one scene showed up that everyone was talking about. My first reaction to it, yeah, it looked fairly bad. However, quickly over time, as the story progressed, I watched some more gameplay and character interactions. The actual in-game model of Tanya looks pretty good. She has a nicely shaped face, great skin complexion, and feminine features. So I looked her up and she was based off a real model. And I was confused as hell between the actual model and the in-game model. I then wasted my time looking up various YouTubers covering this particular situation, and then hovered around many social platforms like Reddit, Twitter, X, and Mortal Kombat fan forums. They all said the same thing what I stated earlier. Further down the line, things got way too political and I had to stop myself right then and there. Some of these people who were posting these were trying to weaponize this state of affairs onto something more. But then, when Tanya face revealed more and more within the game's story than just that infamous frame, a lot of naysayers went silent after that. It seems that some people were trying to control a narrative here. Then, I did a double take on that one specific scene multiple times. Then, compared to the other scenes Tanya was in throughout the game's story, and of course, more gameplay. I came to realize that one scene of Tanya had a few things on why that was shot of her came out so poorly. The list goes: terrible lighting, bad textures, wonky animation, and most of all, negative facial expressions. Number 1. I mentioned terrible lighting. Here, Tanya's face is overexposed, meaning there's too much brightness going on, taking away the natural melanin in her skin tone, thus making her look eerie and ghostly. Number 2. Following that is the bad textures caused by the lighting. It made everything about Tanya's face looks flat and unnatural. Number 3. The wonky animations. Now, NRS makes some excellent facial animations, but Tanya was a weird case because it seems here her face looks very rubbery and she could not emote enough, and there are times where it looks super stiff. And finally, number 4, negative facial expressions. I think this is the part where everyone seems to forget that expressing certain negative emotions can make you look ugly as shit in real life. Like, have you ever seen yourself angry or cry in a mirror, or someone who expressed those feelings? It's not a pretty sight because you gotta think about how our muscles work. Yes, face muscles. When you are sad or crying, your face droops downwards. It sags, revealing some wrinkles you didn't know you had. But in Tanya's case, she expressed anger and disgust in this one frame. And here's the thing about anger. The muscles on our face, it contracts and compresses around our eyebrows. Your cheekbones gets arched higher. Your nose becomes wider and your chin raises up more. It's the reason why anger and hate emotions has that solid and compact look on our faces. I'm saying that emotion has a universal appearance on everybody. And yeah, that's what I got out of it from that one frame that many people were bitching about. I think there was a lot of technical problems with that scene, and I'm surprised that the developers overlooked it and gave it the okay. I kinda questioned that part. But if you played the game yourself or just watch it on YouTube, you'll see a big difference between the real Tanya versus that one singular frame that everybody was complaining about. Hopefully that dilemma was cleared out for everybody, so hope y'all understand. But what I really want to point out is that my real issue is the people riding on the situation and making it worse. Normally, I let people complain and do their thing, but if you're complaining by not doing proper research, or not being patient, or simply just trying to manipulate the narrative for your own benefit, then yeah, I got a problem with you. This whole thing about Tanya's face, when people are using it as their thumbnails for their videos, they are literally taken out of context. This reminds me of that infamous triggered feminist girl, or Vicky Fiona. You guys know what I'm talking about. You've seen it all over the internet already, and I'm sure you are aware of the meme behind it. But did you know that the actual video of her speaking in a very calm and polite manner? I'll put in the link in the description box below and you'll find out. Watch the video for real. She never yells at all, she let the opposing party speak their minds, and she never berate or belittle them. But when she does speak, this girl just has an intense facial expression, and she looks so animated. And then you got some random asshole who took that single frame of her infamous expression and made it into a caricature we know today as the triggered feminist. What I'm trying to say is that with Vicky relates to Tanya in a way because they try to pile on things just to switch it up. What controls people, what triggers people, what sells that may or may not capture people's attention. It's basically like reading the headline but not the entire article. All I'm saying is just be patient, write it out, and do your research, you know? About Tanya, the developers did not bother to change her face at all. It's still there, it's still in the game. It's just a bad lighting and a bad angle. It looks horrendous. Yeah, I agree. But in reality, she's pretty cute. That's all I'm saying. Thank you all for watching. Dynamite out.